Welcome everyone to this new episode of the Privacy Rules Privacy Espresso series, a series where we delve into the latest news from all over the world on privacy, data protection, and in general, new matters related to technologies and law in particular, but also cybersecurity and crisis communication. And we do that with the member of our global alliance from all over the world. Today with me, I'm very pleased to have Luiza Sato from the Brazilian law firm TozziniFreire. So first of all, hi Luiza, thanks a lot for being with us today.
Hello, Alessandro. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me again.
It's our pleasure, and thanks a lot for finding the time to be with us in order to discuss a topic related to a pretty recent news from Brazil that is related to a recent publication by the Brazilian Data Protection Authority, so-called ANPD, related to the role that we well know in the EU, but that has received new definition, indication, and duties by this new regulation. That is the one of the Data Protection Officer, also known as the DPO, under the perspective, of course, of the data protection regulation of Brazil, the so-called LGPD. So, first of all, Luiza, I would like to ask you to give us some updates and an overview on the topic we are talking about, with a specific question that is the one related to who are the companies that that needs to comply with this regulation. Is this related only to Brazilian ones, or also others are interested by it?
So no, not only Brazilian companies, Brazilian processing agents are subject to the LGPD and also to this resolution. So the LGPD states that the Brazilian law will apply to any company that processes personal data in Brazil or processes data aiming to offer goods or services to individuals located in Brazil, so not Brazilians, individuals located in Brazil, and or processes data collected within the Brazilian territory. So those agents, they are all required to appoint a DPO under our legislation. And there is one exception. It's for small size processing agents. So those are exempt from appointing a DPO, but still they must maintain a communication channel through which data subjects can exercise their rights.
Perfect, Luiza. Thanks a lot for this brief introduction to the topic. And, as in particular, because you are bringing us this topic under the international perspective, this brings me to my next question in relation to these. Which are the changes that, this new guideline has been making in relation to the position of the DPO? Which are the practical changes that you have seen?
Good. So yeah, this regulation brings lots of details that were expected because the LGPD has the obligation of the appointment of a DPO, but without saying much about it. So this resolution brings us a lot of information. But three of them are really key updates that will change things in practice. First one is that there's now an obligation for the processing agents to have a formal document appointing the DPO, and the ANPD, the Brazilian DPA, can request it anytime. Second, then there is an obligation for the agents to publish the name of a natural person that is responsible for the DPO's activities. So even if you have a legal entity or a group of people designated to be the DPO, even in these situations, you have to disclose the name of a natural person. And third, the DPO must be able to communicate with data subjects and with the ANPD in Portuguese.
Perfect. And those sounds as very interesting requirements. What makes it interesting is, for example, points like the one you need to speak Portuguese to communicate with the ANPD. So you have many foreign clients, thanks to your practice. Are they able to comply with those type of requirements, with those three aspects in particular that you've been just mentioning to us?
Yeah, there are indeed many challenges, and people are becoming really mad at me, and I'm just saying that I didn't create this resolution. I'm sorry about it, but yes, we are facing many challenges, especially with international clients. So first of all, even if there is a formal appointment of the DPO, it may not meet new resolutions minimum required content. So you have to have certain information in that document, and not even if a company has this document, not at all times they do contain those minimum elements. Second, many companies, they're reluctant to publish the name of the natural person on the website, especially for data protection purposes. And of course, as you mentioned, most challenging of all of those requirements is the requirement of the DPO to speak Portuguese. So Portuguese teachers, please don't celebrate yet, because what we are interpreting is that the DPO doesn't have to be fluent in Portuguese or be a Portuguese speaking person, but the DPO must be able to rely on a Portuguese speaking person or team to provide assistance with the duties under the LGPD.
Okay, so I understand that it might be even just a team or a support to whoever covered the DPO role to be able to swifter communicate with the authority, which makes sense. I mean, to give an example, looking at the use side of things, there are some DPAs that are not very well versed in speaking English. So still, even if not expressly required, as a matter of fact, you need to have communication support whenever you deal with certain countries. Is this resolution already effective? Are we already late? Should we already move? And if not, how much time do we have? If yes, what can we do? I believe we should run to comply with it.
You're right. You should run to comply with it because the resolution is already in full force and effect. And agents that do not comply with the resolution may face penalties imposed by our ANPD, our DPA, and the authority is increasingly active.
Perfect. So a good thing to know for all our listeners. And of course, I invite all of them to contact you, Luiza, and your team to be supported, in particular, not just the one in Brazil, but also the international one, because as you say, also international companies can be required to comply with this regulatory framework. So feel free to contact them and to receive the support of Privacy Rules if you want. I would like, Luiza, to thank you very much for giving us this quick update on the news from Brazil. I would like to thank our listeners for being with us, and I look forward to meet you all with our next Privacy Espresso. Bye, everyone, and bye, Luiza.
Bye.